We are here with DPH Games, Daniel Hunzik, and what do you have for us today? Usurp the King, huh?
Usurp the King.
Usurp the King.
Or you can usurp.
I can usurp, usurp?
Let's usurp.
I didn't put my glasses on, but let's go with usurp.
All right, so this is a game of treachery, deceit, a little bit of murder maybe.
All right, pretty much real life.
Yeah, it's so it's a 2 to 5 player game. We have it set up for 5.
Okay.
The game is played over 2 episodes, so 2 phases. So in the first phase, which is called the Intrigue Phase, you're going to be placing influence. And you have 4 that are, I was just trying to get this higher to the camera.
Okay.
You have 4 that have the crests of your family.
Okay.
And 1 that has a shield on it. So you're going to place all 5 of these in the first round. So what will happen is we take turns. You can select one of the leverage cards, add it to your hand. You're going to start out, we all start out with, I skipped that part, sorry.
No, that's all right.
With 3 cards in your hand, and everyone gets 1 random one. And then we will, each time we take a turn, gather a card.
Okay.
So I could pick up a dagger, and then something new comes out. Now these will stack
they're the same, they will
unique.
stack.
Yeah. Now, the one thing I should mention is that the art is not done for this game. Wow, we're really rolling here. There we go, there's a conspiracy. So there is some of the final art, but then to keep it consistent, I just manipulate it until the rest of it comes in.
Okay.
And some of the design is not done yet. And a lot on the leverage cards is clip art. I'm just saying that ahead of time so that,
that's all right.
You know, so BGG doesn't get sued.
No, never.
So anyhow. All right, back to the game. So what happens is during my turn, I will select to place an influence on someone.
Okay.
And they all have a role that's public information what their role is. And I select a card and add it to my hand. We'll go around and do this 5 times.
Okay.
Now the person I put the shield on cannot be stabbed later on in the second round.
Ah.
So we've all put out our stuff, fought for control. Now the king starts out with 2 guards, so in order to get control of the king, you don't place those this round.
Right.
In order to get control of the king, you either have to get 3 influence, or you got to move one of the guards, and there's a way to move the guards. So let's start you out this way to demo it. The second phase, we're going to pare down, put 4 of our 9 cards in a reserve, and 5 cards in our hand, and then they will resolve in order of card type. So if you have a courtesan, everyone will say, you know, anyone that's playing the courtesan will set that down, and then they'll resolve. They're lettered A1, A2, A3. They will resolve. So the courtesan allows me to move a guard somewhere, so I can move the guard onto someone else. Yellow now control. I would never do this in a game for yellow, but yellow now controls the king because you have more than 1 influence on the king than anyone else. And all the way down the list, bribery, you can add a coin, which is influence. Conspiracy, you can disgruntle someone. And I'm going to get to the victory conditions. I think it's more effective to see how you play because the victory conditions are the unique part of this game.
Okay.
So I can poison someone.
A little vial of poison.
And I can stab someone. Now I can only stab someone. Now poison is not immediate. That goes at the end of the game. Stabbing is immediate, but I cannot stab someone that has a shield on them. So I did that out of order, by the way. I tried to stab you too early. So poison happens. Then anyone that's playing a treachery card. So treachery, there's one. So if I play a treachery card, I can move another player's influence. So let's assume I do this, and I'm going to move the yellow shield off the king. Then daggers go, and if I have a dagger in my hand, I play the dagger, I can now stab the king. So a combination of treachery and daggers is a nice little 1-2 punch. And then lastly, books. And the way books work are that I can play any of these previous cards instantly, right at the end of the game. However, the book belongs to a certain character, and in order to play the book, I have to control the character, and they have to be alive at this point in the game. So books are dangerous because going later, you have more information, and it's more likely you're successful. But if you're court member is killed or a tie is created in this case, then I can't use the book. So it's a high risk, high reward type of thing. So that's the essence of that. Now what you're trying to do is this game has seven victory conditions. So on them, the autofocus is great.
Yeah.
So on this, you'll see at the top is the usurper. So if someone controls the usurper and 2 other court members are disgruntled and there's no coin on the usurper, he's not been bribed into happiness, and he's alive, we're going to presume you're alive on all of these, you win. There's no need to go any further on this. However, if any of those conditions happens where there's not 2 disgruntled people, the usurper's dead, there's a tie, or there's a coin on the usurper, then we go down the list. And it splits depending on if the king is alive or not.
Okay.
So in this current situation that we have on the board, the king is alive, but no one controls the king. So then we're going to go down lower on the list here to court control. And court control is whoever has the most number of court members that are not disgruntled. If that condition doesn't exist, then we go to anarchy. And if you happen to control the anarchist, you win. But if the anarchist is dead, then it is absolute anarchy and no one wins.
And we don't,
The other side is if the king is, he was poisoned. So the other side is if the king was dead,
you go here.
Then the heir, if the heir is alive and not disgruntled, you win.
All right.
If that doesn't happen for whatever reason, then you win as the bastard and then down to court and anarchy. So what happens is if I'm going for the heir condition, I need to accomplish 2 things, which are kind of clear. I have to kill the king, and I need to make sure the usurper condition doesn't happen. I mentioned, I'm jumping around a little here because I haven't explained this game a ton yet, but so one of the things that can happen is poison doesn't take effect until the end of the game, but there is an antidote card. So if I can play an antidote in a book or use a chalice to move it onto this, then the poison will not take effect at the end, and I can save a character at the very end.
When is this going to be available?
So we're waiting on art, and then we also have a larger company looking to maybe publish it for us. So I do not know. If it's up to us, hopefully we'll get it going in January of next year.
Okay. Check out Usurp the King. Until next time, for Daniel and myself, we'll see you soon.
Thanks.